So there is a good chance that the skills you are best at right now probably won't matter in 5 years. And that is terrifying. But the good news is that I don't think we actually need to know what specific skills survive. What we actually need are meta skills, ways of operating that'll give us the best chance of success no matter how things shake out. And I'm just looking quickly at my laptop because I have seen some crazy numbers recently, and Google is saying that roughly 140 to 330 US jobs have been documented as being cut due to AI and automation. And by 2030, globally, this number is estimated to be 92 million to 300 million jobs. And given this is the trend that's going on, then the question is, okay, how do I position myself in the best possible place to give myself the highest probability of success? And one thing I think is funny, I've been seeing videos on YouTube like the best 3 skills to have or the best 7 skills to have during AI or these sorts of things. And part of me is so skeptical because this technology is moving so fast that nobody knows what is going to be valuable in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. Nobody knows what the state of the world is going to look like in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years as a consequence of AI. And I understand the irony in me making this video after I say that, when in some sense I'm doing the same thing with this video, like what is valuable to have during this transition. But I also don't know what discrete specific skills are going to be valuable. I think the best bet that we can have are what I'm calling meta skills, more general ways and principles of operating that give us the best shot no matter what, namely curiosity, adaptability, and vision. These 3 mental frameworks I think are the best bet. So first meta skill, curiosity. There is so much change happening right now, and it's happening so fast that it can be incredibly stressful and overwhelmed to try to stay up to date with the latest and greatest and this new tool and this new model and yada yada yada. There's so much coming at us. It is very stressful. It is something that I am feeling, especially in my work life where we are highly encouraged to use these tools. It's like, how am I supposed to stay up to date with this? And one of the best kind of solutions I found to that is not to feel so serious or like top down, I need to really learn all this stuff. It's just having an open, curious mind. It's asking the question of like, I wonder what I can do with these new tools. Or I see some coworker do something that I think is really awesome and interesting. And I'm like, I wonder if I can integrate that and incorporate that into something that I am doing. I think I've also said in another video that I'm learning how to build some apps for myself. There are a couple of apps that I think would be so cool for me to have personally, just to help buffer some things that I'm really bad at, like organizing or keeping track of my progress, kind of habit tracking sort of thing. And I never would have had the time or honestly the skills to be able to build these apps for myself. But just having that sense of curiosity of like, oh, I've always wanted to do this thing. I wonder if I can do this thing now. And I feel like that mental frame is so much more sustainable in the long run, trying to stay up to date with all of the changes that are happening in the AI world. The second meta skill is adaptability. In some sense, this is like a very Darwinian trait of we were living in an environment that we were fitted to, and the environment is changing drastically, and so we need to relearn how to fit ourselves to this new environment. I am very much experiencing this in my professional life, where my job description was ABC, and now because of this AI revolution, there are things that I used to have to do, roles and responsibilities that I enjoyed that aren't required of me anymore. And there's a whole new set of roles and responsibilities and skills that I'm required to do that I've never done before, and I'm not sure how I feel about them, to be honest. There's a part of me that is holding on to what I know and what I was good at and resisting this new paradigm. So then I need to recognize when I'm feeling that resistance and try to soften it And remember that in some sense, the only thing that is constant is change. And so being adaptable, being soft at the boundary, being willing to change and to accept that change, to embrace that change, is going to be immensely valuable to all of those people who can do that. And the last meta skill, this is one that I'm really starting to kind of flesh out for myself, so I might make some future videos about this, but it's vision. A couple months ago, I was watching a podcast with Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, and they were talking about intelligence and how AI, we thought the coders were the smartest people, and look at AI, they were able to code before they did anything else. And so like, what really is intelligence? And so he was thinking about this question and answered this question as, I think intelligence now is someone who is able to see around the corner. In some sense, if we think about this in chess terms, for example, having vision and being able to see around the corners, being able to look 2 or 3 moves ahead. And one of the reasons I've really been thinking about this a lot is because in my work, I'm in a lot of meetings where people are trying to navigate the future of the company because of the disruption that is happening. And there are so many smart, capable, brilliant people introducing ideas into the mix. And at the end of the meeting, I'm actually more confused rather than less confused. 4 incredibly smart, experienced, capable people gave 4 really good ideas, but all of those ideas are pointing in different directions. So like, what am I supposed to do about that? And so when I think about seeing ahead, thinking 2 moves ahead, looking around the corner, having a vision is being able to have a set of ideas that connect one to the other to get you to some future state. AI tools are really good at doing and implementing, but what they are not good at, and what is solely the responsibility of us as people, is being able to navigate the future. And the best way to do that is to have not just ideas that are smart, but an entire vision, an entire constellation of ideas, one that connects to the next, that connects you to the next, that can get you from A to Z, that you can communicate to other people and then have them come along with you. And I don't know if I'm like communicating this very clearly because this is something very new that I'm starting to think about, but the more and more I think about it, the more and more valuable that I think this is. And it's actually quite not exactly rare, but it's a smaller skill set than I've seen. Again, I've seen a lot of really smart, capable people with great ideas, but I've only seen a couple of people who truly have vision. So in summary, the world is changing so fast because of AI tooling. Nobody knows what the world is going to look like in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. Nobody knows what the specific skill sets that are going to be important in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. The job economy is changing as a consequence of AI. So what do we do then? What is the best way to position ourselves? And I think the best strategy are these meta skills, ways of operating, not specific discrete skills, but ways of operating. Curiosity, having an open mind and a willingness to learn. Adaptability, recognizing that change is constant, finding the places where you're resisting the change, softening that boundary, and embracing the change is going to be a big one. And having vision, not just smart ideas, but being able to construct a future state image in your head, being able to communicate that to other people, get them to buy in, and then actually affect change and navigate the future. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Justin. I'm a data scientist, and in this channel, we explore the consequences of AI on people, on work, and on life in general. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, consider liking and subscribing and following along on the journey. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one.